Hey, what's going on, you guys? It's Russ. In light of my video that I recently did discussing an abusive relationship, I decided to make a video going more in depth about my experiences with a girl that I had dated in 2014 who ended up catfishing me, abusing me, lying to me, cheating on me, and manipulating me into thinking that she loved me when she didn't. And I do have the receipts, as all the drama channels like to say. So, without further ado, here we go. Now, this is going to be about my ex-girlfriend who went by the online handle of, at the time that I knew her, Kennedy Moon, but her actual name was Lexi. And I met her when I used to use Facebook, and during the time that we were talking, we would always play the game Wizard 101 together. If you don't know what Wizard 101 is, it's basically kind of like Harry Potter, but it is a game where you make a character a wizard and you go around the different worlds and you fight monsters and stuff. So, over the course of the time that I dated her, we played that game together and dated her for about a month. Things were going good, and she ended up wanting to break up. So, we broke up, and probably like a month later, she gets mad at me for breaking up with her. She texts me and messages me out of nowhere, saying that she is mad at me. She was waiting for me to ask her out, And the reason that I broke up with her was because I had found out that she had cheated on me for the first time. She ended up cheating on me a total of 4 times. Not 1 time, 4 times. I don't have proof of all of the times that she cheated on me because this was years and years and years ago. This was in 2014, mind you. But I do have proof of the stuff that I ended up dealing with during the time that we would fight back and forth. And during one of our fights, she had accused me of telling her to kill herself when I never said anything of the sort. And I have the screenshot of that here because she posted it on her Facebook at the time. I really don't understand how you can be mad at me for calling you out for your shitty, disgusting behavior. You went and tried to get with my gay best friend at the time, who had a boyfriend, and his boyfriend ended up finding out about what happened, and he was not pleased. And my best friend also showed me what she was doing, and when I confronted her about it, she was like, "Oh, you're the one that cheated on me. I never cheated on you, Russ. You're always with a different girl, da-da-da-da-da." When I never cheated on anybody. Any of my girlfriends that I've had, I've never cheated on any of them. And I just don't do that. I don't care what kind of reasoning I have. If I'm dating you, if you're my girlfriend, if we're in a relationship, I'm not going to cheat on you. I'm not going to lead you on. I'm not going to make you think that I don't want to be with you. I'm not that type of person. If things aren't working out and we break up, then we break up. Leave it at that. If you want to stay friends, we'll stay friends. If not, then that's fine. But don't go ahead and falsely accuse me of shit that I didn't do just to cover up for the fact that you did it. Don't fucking blame me for your shitty actions. Because I had absolutely nothing to do with her cheating on me. That was her doing. Yeah, there were times when I did talk to other girls, when I did date her, but that was only because they were my friends. Guys and girls can be friends without wanting to fuck. I hate to break it to you. But I never did anything sexual with any other women, despite her claim that I did. Now, there was another instance where I had also told her that I was going to expose her for cheating on me. And she was begging me to tell everybody to stop the rumors, to not make everybody, expose her for what she was doing, because my friends at the time also wanted to expose her for her shitty behavior, and most of them ended up doing it. But there was also another time where some of my friends yelled at her for cheating on me. And one of them also accused her of getting another friend of mine to stop being friends with us. His name was Angel. And they just cursed her out, and she just got triggered left and right over it. So I definitely do understand the extent of relationship abuse, because I have endured it myself. And I don't want to ever put myself through any of that ever again. Despite what people are saying, despite all the assumptions that people are making about me, that I've never had any girlfriends, that I am just some loser that just rants to a camera. None of it's true. You can think whatever the fuck you want. I have proof of the abuse that I have endured, and it has absolutely nothing to do with you. If you don't want to watch my content, don't watch my content. I'm not forcing you to subscribe to my channel. I would never force anybody to support me. If you want to make all these baseless claims about me and make all these assumptions about me just based on my appearance and everything, that's perfectly fine. But until you have endured what I went through yourself, don't make assumptions. Just don't, because I don't want to hear it. She also wrote a Wattpad story, because she used to be big on writing Wattpad fanfiction. And in the Wattpad fanfiction, which I no longer have access to because she ended up deleting her account on there, but in the Wattpad fanfiction that she wrote, it was called Skyfall. I don't know if it was a fanfiction or if it was an actual story that she was writing, but it was called Skyfall. And in one of the chapters of the book, she had included part of our argument that we had had together, where I, and I take full accountability and responsibility for this, I had told her to, because I was really, really mad at the time, and I will never, ever say anything like this to anybody ever again in my life, but I was really, really, really mad at the time that we were in an argument. I had ended up telling her to go back to the mental hospital that she was released from, because there was at the time also proof that she was in an insane asylum, because her parents had thrown her out of her home, and she was exhibiting signs of a lot of, symptoms of mental disorders, certain mental disorders that I don't feel comfortable mentioning. So instead of going to see a doctor or anything, getting medication, they had placed her in an insane, why am I having so much trouble talking? In an insane asylum. I found out about this because I actually was friends with her brother, and he texted me at the time and told me that that is what happened to her. So I end up calling the place to see if she is actually there. They tell me she is, and I asked to speak to her, and they said, we cannot allow that. She's in solitary confinement or whatever the fuck it is. So I left it at that. And I was like, all right, fine. If I'm not allowed to talk to her, then it's whatever. So I hung up, and I never called back there. Fast forward about like a month later, she ended up getting released from this place. And she texted me, because I got a new phone after she was released. She texted me and told me, hey, Russ, I'm sorry that I cheated on you. Can we please work things out? I want to talk to you. You know, I really would like to see if we would be able to get back together. And I was like, you know what? I felt bad at the time, which was a huge mistake on my part, because I allowed this ridiculous behavior to continue. I felt bad for her, so I was like, you know what? I'm going to give it another chance. I'm willing to give her the benefit of the doubt. We get back together, and things are going good at first. And this was the second time that she ended up cheating on me. I caught her making out with one of my best friends from high school, who I no longer speak to because we had ended our friendship due to this disaster. And I asked him, I said, hey, you know, why are you kissing my girlfriend at the time? And he told me, he said, because she said that she was having some problems with you, dude, and she wanted me to console her and blah, 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 blah. And I told him, I said, well, couldn't you have asked her to talk to me about it? You're not the one in the relationship with her, I am. And he said, well. So I was just like, all right, then you know what? Fuck the both of you. And I broke up with her, and I ended my friendship with him. And she screamed at me day in and day out for breaking up with her, but I didn't care. And I'm not going to go over the last two times that she cheated on me, because it's just too much. It was really too much of a messy situation. And all of this happened when I was 17 or 18, I can't recall. But it was around those ages. So I just ended up blocking her number because she was texting me frantically after all of that. She ends up getting her brother's phone that I was still friends with at the time, and she ends up texting me frantically from his phone. And I, of course, thinking it's her brother texting me, ask her, or say, you know, who is this? Did somebody steal your phone? Da, da, da. And she says, you fucking asshole, Russ. You're always going behind my back with these fucking bitches. You don't care about me. Oh my God. Why did I even bother getting back together with you? When, once again, I had never cheated on her. She was the one that went and got with my friend from high school behind my back. So that's another manipulation tactic that she had. She would constantly accuse me of cheating on her when I never did anything of the sort. Constantly. It was endless. It was day in and day out. And then that was it. That was pretty much the last time that we talked. Because after all the cheating, I told her, do not contact me again. Do not call me. Do not text me. Do not come to my house. Don't do anything of the sort. She ended up showing up at my house, and I had to tell her to leave because, of course, I didn't want her causing a scene and getting my neighbors to, you know, wonder what was going on. So I asked her to leave, and she tried to apologize to me over and over and over and over. She wanted to come inside. I wouldn't let her come inside because I was fearful of what she would do to herself. So I just asked her to leave. She said, fine, I won't come back and you'll never see me again. I was like, that's perfectly fine with me. I don't want anything to do with you. I don't want anything to do with somebody that was abusive towards me when I was never abusive in any way towards her, despite what she accused me of. So she left. Never saw her again. And I still haven't seen her to this day. I'm very grateful for that. And I hope that I never have to deal with anything like that ever again. Because that was just too much for me. It really was too much for me. And I sympathize with anyone, regardless of your gender, male, female, whatever. Anybody that has been in any kind of an abusive relationship. Because despite all the assumptions that people want to make about my personal life, like I said, I have endured it. And I'm glad that I survived it. So it was a crazy experience, to say the least. And I'm hoping that it's all smooth sailing from here on out for me. I'm hoping that I never, ever have to deal with anyone that is that ridiculous ever again in my life. Because if I ever have to deal with anything like that again, then I will not associate myself with it again. That's all I have to say. That's all I will say on it. I will never associate myself with any abuser, man or woman. And if you don't believe me, if you think this is all bullshit, that's fine. You're entitled to your opinion. But at the end of the day, I know what I went through. You didn't go through it. So it's none of your business. Just none of your business. As usual, subscribe, comment, like, whatever, and I'll continue with videos when I find more things to rant about. Illusionist out. Ho ho ho.